big cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Just giving it a hot minute for the big cats to assemble. Surprise! I bet you weren't expecting me live today, darling dears. Thought I'd gone missing. I wasn't missing. I was minding my own business. I told you, I'm the CEO of minding my own business. Let's dive in, darling dears, because they said, I know you couldn't give a good golly or a gosh what they said, but guess what? We're going to discuss it, darling dears, because they, them, and need to be discussed in this intimate setting, because I know you won't tell anyone, bestie. I know. Let's dive in, darling dears. Let's dive in. Oh, good golly and gosh. The red dice is a 2. The white dice is a 1. Namaste, big cats. Cat. Surprise! You weren't expecting me live, were you? Anyhow, we have a number 2, darling dears. The energy of the 2 is about adventure. It speaks about it being a lucky period for a big cat. Abundance in many levels in the form of maybe even Skrilla.com, darling dear. That's money, the fold-in stuff. It also speaks about you're going to be getting gifts, maybe even compliments, darling dears. And others, if you are making travel plans, your travel plans will go well. A business partnership that may be in the offing, you're being guided to take up the offer. But make sure you do the recon, darling dears. Get all of the intel. The energy of the 2, darling dears, also speaks about what? High Priestess energy. So this is something about your intuition. It's also about what you learn from within. Secrets have been revealed. Secrets about yourself and they, them, and that are around you, darling dears. You also have the energy of the 1. The key word for the 1 is what? Evaluate everything. Let nothing fly under your radar. This is why we what? As a big cat, you have to learn to what? Drop down and get your eagle on, darling dear. In all situations, let nothing pass your scrutinization, especially if you're signing documents, travel plans. Remember, we are fast approaching the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, darling dears. And Mercury retrograde, the final one of 2023, will be kicking off in Capricorn, right? So about your career, and then it's going to backslide into Sagittarius, which is about expansion. It's your philosophical ideas. So you're going to be wanting to boss up, but you're going to also feel agitated and nervous. But anyway, I digress. The 1 and the, as I said, evaluate everything, as well as what? Question yourself with everything, right? Do nothing major until after the next new moon, darling dears. All right. So this goes together to make a 3. The numerology of the 3 speaks about what? Groups. It's about you being authentic in groups, darling dears. And sometimes your authentism must be in the fact that you are silent, like Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Because why? You be the wisest one in the room, and you get to know who's in a clique with who. And the best way to tell that, because we are also body language experts. Why? The heinous crimes that was committed against us, darling dears. When you're in a group of people and somebody tells a joke, stay silent and keep your eyes peeled and look around, because the people who are in a clique, even though it might not seem it, they'll be looking at their compadres to see who's laughing as well. Then you'll know who is who. I'm telling you, once you shut up and open your eyes, everything is no longer a surprise. Remember, I'm a poet and didn't know it. Fist bump. Anyhow, let's carry on, darling dears. The numerology of the 3 speaks about your self-expression and your creativities. This is about your communication, darling dear. It's about to be buffed up. The number 3 is ruled by Jupiter as well as Neptune energy. This is Pisces. And again, we speak of what? Sagittarius, darling dears. Okay, the Jupiter and the Neptune energy speaks about expansion. Jupiter speaks about travel. It also speaks about abundance. The Neptune energy, the Pisces, The 12th house is of hidden enemies, darling dears. It's also what? The house of endings as well as beginnings. It's the house of what? Your spiritual maintenance. It's also a karma house, darling dears. So F what they said, darling dear, but we're still going to discuss it. Anyhow, let's press on. Your birthday could be the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th. You or someone involved in this melee of fuckanese, which we're about to unpack. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 will be very, very important, lucky and fortunate for you over the next few days, darling dears. Also check out angel number 369. The letters C, L, and U are associated with the number 3. These letters will be important. First, middle, last name. It could be a business name. It could be a license plate number. Very important to you. Your luckiest days going forward over the next 7 days will be Sunday and Thursday. Okay? All right. You still with me? Give me a cat, darling dears. Who's here? Angelic Alchemist Mother. First one in the chat. Fist bump. Fly, FYI. Love your name, darling dear. Natasha Harris. Jamie Sales. I haven't seen you for a while, Jamie. How you been? Been busy, eh? Getting great. Heart Chakra 777. I see you. Cat. Anyway, back to the 3. The energy of the 3 is what? Empress energy, darling dears. It also speaks about nurturing yourself as well as knowing your worth. It also speaks about abundance. You may be a mother or be pregnant at this time, or the pregnancy may not be progeny. It's pregnant with new ideas that are about to burst through, because the energy of the 2 says it's a lucky period. So if you have something, because the Venus and Earth energy, so something tangible, studies, getting a loan, a new house, a car, whatever, you have the green light to go ahead now, darling dear. But remember, don't get caught up in documentation, right? From the 25th of November, the pre-shadow and the post-shadow will run up until around the 20th of January 2024. Not only that, I'm going to be putting out the Mercury retrograde reading over the next 2 days, darling dears. I've also put down dates, which I'm going to be reading out first. Dates that you mark on your almanac. They're going to be very important. Why? Because I've made predictions on public figures and the royal family, darling dears, with this Mercury retrograde, and you'll be able to map it out because I've got all of the dates down to the fine pinpoint, so you can put it on your almanac. And when these things kick off, I would like you to come back and put it in the comments. So put this on your save for later, so that you can come back and you'll see that I said these things, and I'd like you to give a comment. Can we get that? Okay, then let's press on, darling dears. Let's press on. But you have the energy of a 3. All right, let's dive in a little deeper. Let's get your rune stone. And we love the 369. Why? Tesla said it's the key to the universe. Understand that, and you know things, blood. Thank you. Oh, good golly and gosh. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. We've got Manaz. This is represented by the Fool card in tarot, darling dears. Somebody's quest or somebody's path is blocked. Yes, someone who is feeble-minded and dull-eyed, darling dears. They didn't get all of the intel of a circumcision. I nearly said circumcision. Good God, who's the... Listen, I don't want to know, blood. Don't send me no pictures, blood. Anyway, somebody didn't get the intel on a situational circumstance that they got themselves into. They're looking like what, a full-on dummy bat. Yes, baby. A simpleton that is dull-eyed. This person lacked awareness and didn't understand the social order of things. And what's the social order? Big cat always rise to the top. All they've got to do is drop off what? The cretins and the cribbages that like to cling. Like what? Tree sloth in your life, darling dears. Manaz is represented by the letter M. The Fool, as you know, in tarot is 0, but it's also represented by the number 20 on the runestones. So this is important numbers for you, okay? The number 20, the number 3, 6, and 9. We also have the letter M, the letter C, the letter L, and the letter U. Your lucky days, once again, will be Thursday and Sunday, darling dears. Let's kick off, all right? This is someone who is going through karma, the rinse and repeat. This is someone that, or some ones that have not learned from the mistakes they've made, darling dears. They're living amongst it like what? A pig in muck. Who's that? Share Bear. Hello. Big Cat. Wave. Anyhow, let's carry on. Let's see what your oracle ancestral message is around this. We're going to use the Witch's Oracle. Give it a quick shufty and see what's going on here. Oh gosh, your cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. It also speaks about what? Your ancestral team, your security at this stage of the game is cheering it up for you. In Keitha, why? You've been gifted with a cup, the Ace of Cups, the cup of abundance, darling dears. The Ace of Cups is about romance. It's about relationships. It's about the birthing of a baby or of an idea, darling dears. It's also the cup of abundance. It has what? The biggest pentacali of them all. I've just noticed this on this card, right? So it speaks about opportunity. So you have two aces looking at what? Star quality. This made me think of the shape of a star, right? It speaks about, because with the Ace of Pentacles, it's opportunities coming towards you. The cup is in the upright. It's decisions that you made. You are drinking your own Kool-Aid at this moment in time. Feeling what? Fulfillment, happiness. Happiness is something that can't be bought or bartered. You understood the assignment when you realized happiness is an inside job. Anybody that comes along to what? Add to your table? Fair enough. No problem. But if they come with the bull swanky, where's my shiz naive? Did I hide it? Oh, here it is. Let me get it. If they come with any bull swanky, we ain't having it, blood. We're not having it. Free go-to moves. You get yourself a nade, right? Or go and watch my Don't Get Smoked video where I teach you like Kung Fu and self-defense, darling dears. As I was saying, the Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning for you, darling dears. The new beginning, and this cup could also represent what? A true love's first kiss, if that is what you want. Maybe you are kissing on yourself. Why? You are the prize, and you always will be the prize. Why? There is no one on this Malkuth like you. No one ever will be again, and there was no one like you before. You are the culmination of your ancestors, darling dears. The cups is also about your intuition and your emotions. This is talking about them understanding that you now have what? Emotional maturity, darling dears. This is why you can drink of this cup of love. Remember I told you that. Oh child, this is fabulous. This is fabulous. They haven't got rambunctious yet. Base of the deck, candles. A wish is about to be granted. It also speaks about somebody's wishing on what? Manifesting a big cat back, darling dears. How many candles are lit? That's 3, 6, 9, 11. 11 is a master number, darling dears. 11 speaks about listening to your inner voice, darling dears. You are a spiritual guide, and you have to what? Listen to yourself, because you have to what? Be it in order to what? Attract it. You understood the assignment, as I said. This is a new beginning, but it's also speaking about tears. Somebody would like to manifest you back, but you're having a new beginning. The candles could also speak about what? Some kind of a celebration, a party. Maybe there's opening of a business, the celebration from what? Getting your certifications, darling dears. I just said something about a nurse. Okay then, a nurse, and you've got your own purse. Love this for you, darling dears, because remember, this is a lucky period for you. So if you're looking for a job, get these things going. Get your resume. We call it circumvitae in the UK, your CV. Refurbish it, darling dears, and get your shit out there. But remember, everything must get in place before the 25th of November, because you know Mercury retrograde messes with your electronics, emails. There's chance for fighting. The exes want to come back like Beetlejuice and Candyman for one more round. Julie, with your hairline and your pocketbook, your common sense. Listen, I could go on for days. Right, as I said, somebody would like to manifest you back. Underneath that, we've got a masculine energy, or somebody who was in their masculine energy when they was around you, darling dears. Yes, yes, yes. They thought they was the dog's bollocks. Why do I say, why is the dog always shining black? All right, stop interrupting me. Love it. Don't hate it. That's right, Fly FYI. You do the tinky winky. What's that Tinky Winky leaves with the bag, darling dears? The bag. And remember, when you walk away, right? It's a slow, quick, slow. The slow is when you're contemplating and going within. Donnie Renee, big cat, wave. All right. What did they say? They can't say nothing to you, darling dears. You are a what? A barren field, but the field is what? Fertile, darling dears, with infinite possibilities. Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Love it. This new beginning, darling dears, it seems like you have what? Earth energy. You have water energy, but you also have what? Double earth, darling dear, with the Pentacale. So obviously, as I said, this is a lucky period for you. If you're gonna gamble, darling, there's only gamble what you can afford to lose, and I wouldn't advise it. That is not my advice, right? Because that's just a quick ring. Remember, your ancestors are cheering you up at this moment in time because of your fortitude. As we sip our mochas, because we ain't getting smoked. All right. Let's dive in, darling, because I can't wait to tell them off. All right, let's go with the green cast for go, go, go. All right, what's this? What? Somebody's being laughed at, darling dears. Yes. What did I say? Folio. We saw the manas on its forehead doing a full-on pupper lick. That's a forward roll in Jamaican terminology, darling dears. Base of the deck. We've got abundance. Yeah. What did I just say to you, darling dears? This is an extremely fortunate period for you. Success knows your address, darling dears. All right. What's this? Somebody got played, hoodwinked, tricked and bamboozled. Where did they go? To the AstroTurf, I believe, darling dears. The AstroTurf that was on layaway. Let's split the deck. They like it just fine, darling dear. They have to like it. They don't have to like it. They must love it. Because if they are the one that put themselves in a situation where they're being laughed at, darling dears, nothing like being what? Made fun of. And it's so yesterday's newspaper. So yeah, they're doing the rinse and repeat in their life. They, them, and People keep asking me who they is. It's they, them, and If you want something more specific, hit me up in the Gmail and we'll do a personal read together. Like this. So like I said, they're being laughed at. And somebody is what? You're laughing at them because you're focused on your bag, darling dears, your mental health, building up your physical health, abundance. Your wealth is your health, darling dear. I tell you this all of the time. It doesn't matter how much money you've got, how much skrillers. If you ain't got your health, you've got nothing. And remember, these are the same ones that wanted you barking at passing cars, right? Well, guess what? They met a bigger creature than themselves, darling dear. Someone from a deeper part of the what? Or should I say the darkest part of the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears. They've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Yeah. And they must what? Smile with it, darling dear. They must smile with it. They're like, he. This is so yesterday's newspaper. Listen, baby, buckle in, darling, this because we're gonna go for a quick jaunt through all of this melee. Who's that? Donnie Renee, big cat, wave. Right, let's carry on. I'm gonna get a deck. What did I say? The baddest of them all. Did we not just talk about the Empress with the energy of the three? You know your worth and you've added tax. And if they dare come and approach you, this looks like a microphone. You'll be obstreperous. I told you we have a lexicon of keywords. You'll be obstreperous, which means extremely noisy. Not shouting, but speaking the truth roof. Pinkies up and difficult to handle. They can't what? Mold you into what? A dummy bat, darling. You're not having it. That's so 20 what? 15. Let's dive in, darling dears. We're going to dive in. I just heard the number 3 again. So we're going to shuffle 3 times. Melchizedek, Wagwan. Shalom. Big cat wave. I'm so glad you guys could pop in on your busy day. Getting great. One more. Face of the deck. What did I say? Folio. Stay here, Folio. And right next to the card that says you're being laughed at. All right. Folio, Page of Cups. This is somebody who is emotionally immature. This is somebody that pops off, darling dears. And what? They're a lying liar. A skin-peeling liar. The type of person that would tell you a lie that will get you what would get even Jesus suiting up. Let's speak the truth, Ruth, darling dears. Pinkies up. They lie so much. Even Jesus would suit up and say, where my boy's at. Yeah. What's this? Yeah. They're not having a lovely time. Let me tell you something. Wherever they went, they thought it was going to be victorious. They wanted you to be sad, broken, right? Wondering where they ain't gone nowhere except into a deeper corner of the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears. Know this, right? Extremely unsuccessful. If they're working like a field hand. One's on its face, darling dears. Victory could be what? Victory of moving into a home, a new car, a new job. This person is displaced. They haven't got a permanent abode. I could think of 2 places they can go, darling dears, and none of them will YouTube allow me to what? Get monetized for. So I won't say them. I'll just use my mind. Yeah, unsuccessful. All right, seeing things from a different perspective as karma and nyamot them butty crease. Yeah, look at this. If you may even have 2 progenies with this person, darling dears, the progeny ain't feeling it, blood. They're not feeling it. They're not wishing on this person to come back and visit them like a crop of herpes. No, blood. This also speaks again about a liar, somebody who's impetuous, darling dears, and a page. A page, when you came forth as what? The Empress of everything 2 times? Yeah. Turn your shapely back, 2 of Wands. This is about you realizing there's a brave new world out there. You don't have to be in a compartment or a box with what? A psychopath, narcissist, or sociopath, darling dears. You no longer wish to have the short end of the stick, darling dear. Toxic temporary situations. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it. This particular one is wrapped in, I'm saying it's looking like, I would say sacral chakra, darling dears. This is about you being confident, right? That no, whatever step you take going forward, it's one of your own making, your own choice, darling dears. And you're understanding what? Thy rod and thy staff, they protect thee. You're not interested in none of what's going on here. Karma is killing them. And it also speaks about some kind of a legal situation. There was a physical fight. Somebody had a fist fight. I can't believe this. Someone had a fist fight, darling dears. But they narrowly missed being what? Taken to prison. Maybe who they was fighting needed to be locked up as well. But this is a fight, darling dears. All of this Wands energy, right? The hangman wanted a new... No. Somebody's going to be spending or has spent some time in prison, because the hangman means jail. Means being locked up like R. Kelly. Someone had a fist fight, darling dears. They're not having a lovely time. They better what? They better laugh through it, darling dears. They better what? Like it. Like it just fine. How dare... Why are they there? So they want to come and apologize, darling dears. It also speaks about a fight that caused them a loss of a child. Good God, somebody was pregnant. Whoa! King of Pentacles. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Staring at me, staring me down, dead in my eye chakras. Right? Because they're thinking clearly, darling dears. This person is looking at a situation that they should have been loyal to. They should have invested more time in, darling. Invested more time? What do you mean? Invested more time? You'd be dead, blood. I'd be speaking to you as an ancestor. What more time do they want to invest with the big cat? 54 in the chat, the energy of a 9. That means the situation is over. Finito. Oh. Woo, child. Whoever picked up alcohol, put it down. You don't need it. Not at this time. Well, I suppose it's 5 p.m. somewhere in the world, but good God. Yeah. should have been loyal to you, darling dears. King of Pentacles is a protector and provider, whether male or female. It's someone who's a good advisor or takes good advice. This is somebody who's assured. It's somebody over the age of 35, darling dears. So they're old enough to know better, but they're still a effing skin peeling liar. Yes. You see the smoke and mirrors, darling dears. This goes to 10 of Swords. That speaks about what? Being cut off from a source, darling dears. And they know why they was cut off, because of what they did. Ace of Swords in the reverse speaks about what? Verbal abuse, darling dears. They gave you what? Tongue kung fu. Yeah. They made you want to go to a quiet place in your mind. Four of Pentacles. When they finish telling you this and that, darling dear. This and that. Right? Yeah. They're going to see you as a missed opportunity. Listen. They got to learn to love the tower. The cards don't ramp. Right? They got to pretend. This is what. You see this? This is what it means. They have to love it. They've got to pretend that they're happy in a situation that is what? Guantanamo Bay. Right? Woo, child. Yeah, nothing. Listen, this is why you don't seek revenge, bestie. There is nothing that you and I could do as a spiritual being having a human experience more than what God can do. Let me tell you something. When God goes, Boyaka, sometimes you're like, ow, that's so scary. And listen, I don't laugh. I don't laugh because you know what? Karma is not discriminatory, darling dears. Never you ever seek revenge. Anybody, I've told you, bestie, anyone, I don't care who it is, mother, sister, brother, child, anyone that's done you bad, when you gave them compassion, gave you time which you can't get back. Anyone that crosses that, something that you gave them from the heart, darling dears, you wish them well, and then you what? Get quiet. And in that quiet, you're what? Being a keyboard gangster. You buff up your intellect. You buff up your bag, darling dears. You get in that gym. You hold a chair pose. You get great. Don't let nobody come back, spin the block on you after all of this shiznai and this what? Visit to the prison with the prisoners, darling dears. Just imagine how much bad luck is on them. Leave them where they are. Everything that the cards are telling us, they chose to be this way, darling dears. And they took that Sodom and Gomorrah somewhere else. So guess what? Big Cat is not, I repeat, not Lot's wife. We don't look back. Nope. Look. The relationship, the friendship, whatever the ship was, is over. You have the Ace of Cups in the upright. Your ancestral team tells you need to cheer yourself up. Because I'm telling you, it's very hard to break a trauma bond, especially when you've been at it for some time. All right, what's this? Yeah, you washed your face like David. You had to. All of this one-upmanship, they could have had a whole throuple on you. The throuple could be anything from a work husband or a work wife. It could have been their family members. It could have been money, but you was always to blame. It could also be a third party. Maybe they had a Jezebel spirit on the side, whatever the situation was. Remember what they said. They must stand on what they said. Everybody must stand on what they said. Remember what they said to you, Big Cat? My memory is like an elephant blood. And when I see someone that has done me something and they've come in my face, I've released the animosity and the what kill switch. I've released all of that, right? But my memory is like a lexicon. And you may be looking in my face, but my mind is looking back down that dark path of what you did, right? When I was giving my all. Hey! Bestie, are you with me? Can I get a cat? Cat, Audra, die. Big Cat, wave. Yeah. They can't say shit to you now, blood. Chat to my back. Law 16 of the 48 laws of power. Chat to my back. You're not taking them back. This goes to what? Six of Swords. Mentally went skeet skeet. Base of the deck, darling dear. You're an earth angel, but it also speaks about the difficult path you was on. But you have to realize that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. See, on this picture, you can see the foot in both worlds, in the water as well as on land. But you know what? You still got a bit of a ways to go, darling dears, because life is about learning the lessons. Learning the lessons. Why? Because you're the strongest soldier. Listen. You see when I make my New Year's resolution this year, right? I've got to be serious with God. I've got to say, God, please, I don't want to be the strongest soldier anymore, right? I want a soft life. I'm asking for a soft life. Yeah. Anyway, the temperance energy, darling, this, it also speaks about travel. Somebody's going to be traveling to somewhere that is always sunny, doesn't have any, it has winter months, but it doesn't get cold. Somebody's definitely moving on. This is another part of somebody letting go of a past situation. The cards don't lie. Confusion, headache, lost money. And look, the temperance in the reverse. It was never stable, darling dears. This also speaks about the lesson that you had to learn, right? You can't grow in controversy. Yes, you are a lotus cat, but you have to have what? How can I put it? The impetuous, the support, as well as what? The loving of thyself, darling dears, that you to realize that you was in situations where you didn't compare. The choice you had to make because it didn't work for you, darling dears. It didn't. This is being unable to manage your time, your money, your energies, in situations that had no patience for you. Now the cards are all back to front. Listen. Ten of Swords, yeah. You couldn't give a fliggity, floggity, flig, flog. Right? Ten of Swords. Like I said, as I said, when you see the person, if you ever see them in your eye chakras again, right? The sword is memory, darling dear. Sword is communication, right? You're going to remember what they did, but it's not going to emotionally get you, darling dears. Not to the point where you're ravenous, right? And looking to do all sorts. No. Tower moment. You ended that situation, made the right choice. You don't want to juggle and struggle with someone who is what? Always giving you what? More tower moments after more tower moments. You had to lean into spiritual strength to release yourself from the situation. Look, 10 of Wands, burden, right? In order to get your wish fulfillment. The universe to say, cap that, darling dears. And they're still watching. Now all the cards are back to front. What the hell's going on here? Hold on a minute, darling dears. Let me just fix this. Yeah. You know what? Right, because I ain't got that level of patience at this moment in time. Let me get another deck. Because I want to know what exactly happened. Because they was tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, darling dear. What exactly happened? Because they'll never tell you. Something in life has got them what? Is giving them what? A spiritual wedgie, darling dears. But they'll never tell you what it was. Let's get another deck as I sip my mocha. Let me check the timer. We're 33 minutes in. All right. Something has happened that they will never tell you. Look, Page of Cups on its face. They will lie through their teeth, darling dears. They'll never tell you. So what happened to them, right? Not that we would inquire, but because we're here in this intimate tete-a-tete, here at what? Don't Get Smoked Central, darling dears, we will discuss and see what happened to them, right? Why were they played, tricked, bamboozled, and hoodwinked? What happened? Tell us. What happened? Right? Listen, they went to a situation, right, where they met upon somebody who was a bigger wordsmith than them. Listen, they thought they was the cussing king or queen. They met someone who is what? Sneaky with it. Someone who's a liar. They've been told so many lies, right? They don't know what to believe. They want to assume the fetal position. But who are they being what? Protected by? No one. Even their ancestral team has abandoned them. Why? They didn't understand the assignment, right? Look! Some of them are going through a season of impotency, darling dears. Or what? Their punani is dry like the Sahara. Something is going on in their pantaloon, darling dear. In some cases, some of them need to get what? A big injection. Wow. They got an STD. Lord Jesus. Listen, right? They got an STD, and STD could also represent a sexually transmitted demon. What else happened, right? 7 of Cups. They chose to go into that situation. They chose to go into a situation, right, where they can't talk because this person is a wordsmith, darling dear. A wordsmith. Look. This is somebody who's depressed. They feel guilty. They feel left out. This is someone sad, darling dears, and they're remembering, because this is behind them, they're remembering the past, darling dears, where they really had the 2 of Cups. They're remembering what they had, right? What did they do with what they had? 9 of Cups. They made everybody unhappy on its face. What else happened to them? Right? We got the Death card. No change, darling dears. Death card. Lean in, bestie. Lean in, Scorpio energy on its face, darling dears. This speaks about whatever happened was a life-changing event. Right? King of Cups. They gave their loyalty to a situation. Their full loyalty to a situation. Loyalty? Loyalty? Laugh with me, bestie. They gave loyalty to a situation, right, with someone who was disloyal. Look, Knight of Pentacles, a skin-peeling liar, somebody who'd like to argue, darling dears. If they went with someone that had progeny, the progeny was disrespectful, and this is somebody that watches you to find, like you can see someone, and if you're a lyrics person, like, who likes to argue, you look at the person, and so you look at them, there's 10 things you can talk about them to their face to really upset them. They've got an obnoxious child that knows their weak spot and tells them regular, right? Listen, their heart is hurting, betrayed, darling dears. By many, they lost money in a situation. Their mental health is not right. This is someone depressed, but has to keep it to themselves, darling dears. Why? If they dare to open their mouth in a situation, this obnoxious child is going to come through and cut them down to size. Listen, it's the kind of kid, the one that has kung fu lessons and practices kicks right in front of your face. And a quick punch, right? But it stops a nano of an inch from your face, darling dears. That kind of child. Yeah. They went to a situation that was disloyal. Look, arguments and fighting, darling dear. A toxic melee of karma, which they created for themselves. But they said they like it just fine. Yeah. Tell it to the judge. Hey. What else? What's this? King of Pentacles in the upright. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Yeah. Because they know they can't get you back. Not as a friend, family member, whatever this person's energy is. Let's get some more intel on the tablet, darling dears. Let me throw the dice one more time. You have a 9. I can't make it up. You finished the situation. 9 in numerology is that the situation is over, right? Completo, finito, done. Dos Vidania, with love and light. The situation is over, firmly in your mind. The energy of the 9 is represented by the letters I and R. So we've got I, R, C, L, U, and M. Okay? And guess what? Lean in, bestie. The lucky numbers that come with the energy of the 9 is 369. Just like with the energy of the 3. We're getting the energy of the 369, darling dears. You've been what? Following some kind of a, how can I put it? A pattern or a template. But you've been doing what you've meant to be doing in order to release yourself from the energies and the karma of the situation. So what do they, listen. So what are they going to do? They're going to try and approach the big cat because they've been bamboozled. They've wasted money, time, energy, as well as, well, they never had no common sense, darling dears. I told you, common sense is a superpower among some people. They're supposed to watch in oohs and ahs. Yeah. So what are they going to do? Are they going to try and make it Big Cat's problem? They better not, darling dear. They better not. And again, this speaks about a soul type of a situation. Base of the deck. Listen, bestie, oi. Listen, right? I don't often get this out, but this is a red flag. This person, look at this. This is bad luck, darling dear. Generational cursation, darling dear. This is somebody who has no new opportunities coming through. They're the same person that they was before, darling dears. Look at all of the dull yellow. This is someone coming back with jealousy, darling dears. Coming back with jealousy. Look, I can't make it up. They will have you on a knife's edge. This is a hospital visit. This also speaks about betraying, darling dears. They're going to tell you anything they want. They're going to make the situation out to be poor me, poor me, poor me. It's always everyone else's fault but their own. Well, guess what? They got tricked, played, and bamboozled where they went. And they gave it loyalty, darling dears. Look, we just saw 10, 10, 10. Good golly and gosh, darling dears. It means what? The situation is over, come to fruition. The cycle has ended. You've seen it 3 times, darling dears. And you know how we love a number 3 around here. The energy of the 369. They were being abused by a progeny, somebody's progeny. They got in a situation where they lost money, right? We saw the fighting. The police was called. Somebody stayed in the prison. Yeah, but the most thing is that they didn't believe. They never believed that they would feel this level of pain, darling dears. They know what it's like to be heartbroken, betrayed, darling dears. Betrayed. They can't believe it. Their heart, that black pit, their heart has been broken. Nothing like a bit of heartbreak, blood, to make you think about things. Swords in the upright is ruminating thoughts, darling dears. They're thinking. They're thinking. Listen, who they can hoodwink again, because they're not thinking to tell anyone the truth. This is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Yes, it looks like the upright on this card, darling dear, but this is the reverse. This person will come and bring confusion, lack of clarity into your situation. They're not going to tell you the whole truth. Matter of fact, they want to keep stum. 4 of Swords. They want to come in like, who is meek and mild? They want to come in like they're holding Jesus and Buddha's hand, darling dears. But it's to hoodwink, confuse. And in some cases, they're banking on the fact that you are still hankering, feeling low, right? Wanting them to come back. Who wants to be revisited by a shepherd of the devil? Who wants to be revisited by a shepherd of the devil? Laugh with me, big cat. I don't think so. Base of the deck. This person is a narcissist, darling. There's Emperor on its face. A High Commander Terracon. This is someone who hasn't changed their ways. If you got progeny of them, you better be prepared to what? Co-parent with your bloody self. Matter of fact, you're going to be co-parenting with whom? I, myself, and me. Listen, they're hoping that you still feel like this. This is what they met up on, darling. They've never met someone as treacherous and having treacherous people around them, darling dear. They didn't know who to run to, who to turn to. They thought you'd still be in this stage so they can slip back in, right? With this kind of behaviors, darling dears. They wanted you to still be hankering after. Listen, you couldn't give a good look. You've got no passion for them. Your knees are paid. Matter of fact, you don't have to pay your knees. Matter of fact, you could have them akimbo. That means stretched out wide in front of them. They couldn't enter that secret place. They couldn't. Because they would realize if you are just laying yourself out for all and sundry, darling dears, it's a trap. It's a trap. Something bad and wicked is going to happen to them along the way. This is 2 aces, darling dears. A trickster and a liar, darling dears, that is codependent and spiritually deficit, and a shepherd of the devil. They got played, darling dears. The Emperor is somebody in the reverse, is someone who's not respected, right? In a land which is not their own. Because we saw that Page of Wands, the one that likes to look at them, Listen, that child looked at them and had about 10 things to cuss them about. Anyhow, they said fair. And as I said, they do kung fu lessons and they like to practice their high kicks, right, and their punches right in front of the person's face like this. And they can't do them nothing, right? Because we saw the hangman. They'll be taken straight to prison. They're heartbroken. Look, the choices they made. Hiya! Come through, Uncle Roger. Push, clap, blood God. The choices they made was the devil's playground. Look, Brock Pocketers, right? They've been breadcrumb, darling dears. And not only that, they was made to pay all of the bills where they were. Is that the light bill? Listen. They gave money to pay the light bill, possibly like that woman we saw on YouTube. She gave the man the money to pay the light bill, and he came back with some brand new Jordans. Brand new Jordans, right? They couldn't even turn on the cooker because the cooker was electric, right? All them kind of fuckery that will make you go to prison with the prisoners, right? Listen, they gave the money to pay a light bill and it wasn't paid, darling. What did they do with the money? Listen, not even God wanted to talk about it. Faith card on his face. God was not there when that money was being spent. Oh my God, they're going for it, blood. Do they still have a job? It's on shaky grounds, darling dears. The tree of life was on its face. Judgment has found their address, right? Look, nothing's working for them, right? What's this? This lying page. What else? What's this? Listen, if bad luck was a person, this is them. This is what their aura is, blood. Brock Pocketers. Buddy, have you got a dime? They're looking for what? A simpleton that's dull-eyed to hoodwink, darling dears, to take them down that dark path of ill repute, bad luck, and karma. Yeah, they're not happy, darling dears. They're not happy. Remember, law number 10 of the 48 laws of power. Avoid the unlucky and the unhappy, blood. It's infectious, contagious. Look, what did I tell you about that page of ones that's been giving it to them? They've had fly kicks in their face many an evening. You know, when you just come off the job and you've come in and you want to relax, and this obnoxious child wants to practice their kung fu kicks in their face, just nano inches or centimeters from their eye chakras, blood, and they can't do nothing. And they know it. 9 of Swords. Listen, they're getting what they deserve. Leave them in that hellfire and powder house. Who's up for it? Listen, you better put your hands down. I'll visit you in the night. And they can't leave it, darling dear. They're stuck in this traumatic cycle. They haven't got the withdrawal to realize that all of this emotional mayhem is their own making. They don't realize that they're attracting them. Why? Because of the frequency they're on, darling dears. They are feeling what you felt, darling dears. Remember I told you that? All of those energies, those pains that you had to overcome. Do you remember the days where you couldn't even wash your own coochie? When you didn't even want to get out of bed. And if you had progeny, you know how the progeny are. They want 3 meals a day, blood. Do you remember how that pain felt? My kids showed up for that 3 meals a day. They wanted clothes washed. They liked the light being on. They like food in the fridge. Otherwise, they fight amongst themselves. Do you remember those days, darling dears? Why would you allow this person back into your life? I don't care who it was. It could be your mother, father, sister, brother, lover, whomsoever it was. Why would you allow them to sit at your table when they've got all of this on them? And they like it just fine. That's their business, blood. They're being laughed at. Even you're laughing at it. They remember the loyalty, the stability, right? The enlightenment you brought to the tableau, darling dears. Remember, when a big cat gives what unconditional love, it's like no other. See if they can find it they can't even find it in themselves. They don't even like themselves. 2 of Wands in the reverse. They don't even like themselves. Death card on its face, and they will never change. They will never change. Hey, Linda Dove. Are you fabulous, darling, dear? What's this? Look, the masculine fell over. Listen, they might even what tell you that they've had some kind of accident, because the hangman could also represent what? Hospitals, darling dears. They're gonna call you in after they've had an accident, right? And look what I can see, the health card. Listen, y'all got to be strong. Whatever they try and tell you, be strong, darling dears. It's not about being mean, but it's about being strong. Who's that? Shannon Vetrano? I hope I said your name right. Big cat wave. Yeah, you gotta be strong. And remember, if it was a love partner, right? I never tell you what to do, but in this situation, if it was a love partner, right? No one deserves for you to fall in love with them twice, because the second time you'll be living on what? Codependent memories, on the good memories. But if you ended the situation, there was a reason why it ended. There's over 9 billion people on this Malkuth, darling dears. You will find what you truly deserve, but you have to what? Be the empress of everything and find it within. And from it within, it will show without. Remember, you got a 2 on the dice. This is a lucky period, an adventurous period for you. Don't take no one back. They must watch from the nosebleed section as you continue to what? Say ta-da. Because we move in what? Silencio. We don't tell anyone our next move. We don't even know our next move. We don't want to tell no one. Let's finish out this read. I'm going to use this. Yeah, they said. Right? Whatever they got to say to you will be a never-ending situation. They will try and use mind control, darling dears, to get you back. Some of them are real chatty bottom feeders, darling dears. They like to give you what? Sleep deprivation. They want to talk to you, but listen, be too busy, darling dears, co-creating. The owl is about wisdom, darling dears. You see the big cat? That's your ancestral team. The flag speaks about transformation. The number 40 is also going to be what? Prevalent. Maybe you're turning 40 or you live at number 40. Love it. What's behind that? Coming to the edge. Something different is about to what? Jettison into your hemisphere, darling dears. This is a new beginning. Whatever hard work you've put in co-creating this new life that you are now living, because every day you live according to your own rules, your own ethics, your own reading. And not only that, if you're paying your own bills, right? No one can tell you nothing. Nothing. Base of the deck. You got what it takes to go the distance. Some of you are going through it right now, wondering when they're coming back. Baby, you better go and burn some sage. You better go and burn some. You don't want them back. Better yet, put me on pause. And go to the mirror. Look deep into your eye chakras. And then slap the shit out of yourself till blood and spittle flies. And if you're still crying, rub them bitches in. Wash your face like David and come back. Let's finish this reading. Because you've got what it takes to go the distance. This is what? Number 47. The 4 and the 7 goes to 11. We've already discussed the 11. Listen to your intuition, darling dears. Synchronicities are going to be what? Kicking off in your life. Keep going. Big cat, don't look back. We remember Lot's wife. We lived like that for many a time. I told you, I didn't liberate myself till I was 50. That's half of 100. We don't go back. We go forward. And you will find your tribe, darling dears. This fell out, so it must be it. Listen, a situation where you won't have to bend over backwards and be in chaos, darling dears. Your tribe will find you, but you have to find it within you, darling dears. And how do you find that? By not allowing yourself to go back to situations that no longer serve you, not feeling sorry for people that wasn't sorry for you. Better yet, mind your own business, focus on you, find your North Node. It will show you your superpowers. I told you, your birth natal chart will give you the keys to the universe. You go to the 2nd, the 6th, and the 10th house. It will show you how to make a business, where your skills lie in order to make a business, right? If you want to know about your relationships going forward, look at your 3rd, your 7th, and your 11th house, darling dears, right? and any major endings that are coming for you, or what has to be ending in your life, you will find it in your 4th, your 8th, and your 12th house. Let go and let God, because like I said, there's nothing that we can do. Not like God, when God is prepared to give you what you deserve, darling dears, because you lived your life by the book. Keep going, darling dears. Keep going. And what's this? The 11 again. I can't make this shiznai up. Listen to your intuition. If you're worried about a situation, pray on it, darling dears. Pray on it. Why worry when you can pray? Jacqueline Arenton, Big Cat Wave. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks. Oh yes, message. I'm going to be changing my Patreon. I'm going to be doing a one for tarot, one for astrology, and one for numerology, where I'm going to be putting tips down and whatever. It's going to be starting off in the new year, but I'm going to start making my videos because you guys need to know how to read these birth natal charts. You need to know how to look at these cards and understand what you're saying, because many of you have cards, but you're not trusting that what you see is the truth. 55, 55. Well, guess what? I've chosen to liberate you from that shiznai. Hey, let me be the light in your dark. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot screens. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. They said, ha ha! God has the final say, Big Cat. Remember I told you that.